On January 23rd, 2019, you originally pled not guilty, but on January 23rd, 2019, you changed your plea to guilty on all 9 charges against you, admitting to being a member of the 9 Trey Gangsters.
Yep. God used me going to jail to clean my whole circle. God cut my grass so I could see the snakes in it.
April 3rd, 2026. Daniel Hernandez steps out of MDC Brooklyn like it's straight out of a movie scene.
Yeah. MDC, look, hold up. Right at the gate.
He's gripping a SpongeBob doll signed by Nicolas Maduro and rocking a $2 million chain like it's light work.
Exactly.
So it's like after that, I'm shutting up, bro. I'm not even gonna talk too much, you heard? That's it.
The streets instantly start buzzing. Real loud talk, people saying he's about to get touched any second. But here's where it flips. Nothing happens. This breakdown lays it all out. What really went down behind those walls and how he walked out untouched.
Kodak Black took $1 million to do a song with 6ix9ine. Everybody else mad because 6ix9ine ain't coming in with that same outfit.
Same day, those same doors swing open, and out comes Tekashi 6ix9ine after doing 90 days straight for stacking up supervised release violations. 2 failed drug tests for meth. A slick, unauthorized Vegas trip. Showing up late to court like rules don't matter. Plus that 2025 Florida raid where they found cocaine and MDMA. And that mall situation where he pressed someone, calling him a snitch to his face. He turned himself in January 6th, 2026, on a live stream with Adam Ross, then walks out April 3rd, reportedly a day early, and jumps right back into that flashy life.
Like, it's like, we brought this nigga to the hood. First of all,
please don't. Nobody make a comment.
Posting celebration pics, showing off a reported $2.2 million custom chain, moving like nothing ever happened. No fear, no pressure, no confrontation. Nobody steps up, nobody tests him. And that's wild, because this isn't the first time people said he wouldn't make it out clean, and it's not the first time they were completely wrong.
Yo, let's pull up to the
if I want to.
Okay.
That's how real it is. I'm telling y'all, like, if I want to, whatever I want to do, I could do.
To understand how he made it to April 2026 untouched, you gotta rewind. Not to the federal case, not even to the courtroom drama. Yeah. But rewind back to 2017 Brooklyn, where this whole story really starts. Back when nobody even knew his name, and one video flipped everything upside down overnight.
He actually made his first comment on Instagram by saying, "Coming to the rescue," okay?
Daniel Hernandez grew up in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Puerto Rican father, Mexican mother, bouncing between school, church, and a neighborhood where street life wasn't optional. It was just part of daily life. As a teen, he drops out, starts selling weed just to get by, while testing out music on the side. Working at a bodega, no money, no connections, no backup plan. All he really had was the internet.
I knew everything. I knew the guys I was rolling with, right? What I thought I knew, right?
And he used it. 2017, he posts that now iconic photo. Rainbow hair, grills, face tattoos shining everywhere. Especially that bold 6ix9ine staring straight into the camera like he's daring anyone to say something. That image goes viral instantly, turns into a meme, spreads everywhere like wildfire. Then November hits. He drops Gummo, produced by Pierre Bourne, filmed right in Brooklyn with 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods members right there in the frame.
You know what it's like. You know it. How easy it is to get caught up in some shit. When they said you a snitch, you should left at him and went on about your way. Let's say you kill him. You still gonna be called a snitch. You still gonna be called it.
The track explodes. Billboard, Hot 100, number 12, goes platinum by March 2018. Then February 2018, his debut mixtape, Day 69, lands at number 4 on the Billboard 200. That's a wild jump. From bodega shifts to top charts in just about 4 months. Crazy rise. But those people in the videos, that wasn't just for show. By late 2017, he's locked in with the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods through his manager, Kafano Shotty Jordan. Later, under oath, he breaks down the deal. The gang gives him credibility, protection, and presence in videos. He gives them money, funding operations, even backing moves like a heroin deal in Bushwick. It turns into a straight business setup. He becomes their cash flow. They become his street image.
And then this happened on top of it, that kind of put like the cherry on top.
So when 6ix9ine was on Downs' project, Downs FaceTime me and let me talk to 6ix9ine. And 6ix9ine was explaining this situation to me.
I don't know what can happen when I exit that mall, so I don't regret nothing because I will do it again.
That whole setup crashes hard on November 18th, 2018. Federal agents from ATF, NYPD, and Homeland Security sweep in and arrest him and 5 others. Charges stack up fast. Racketeering, firearms, attempted murder, trafficking, serious weight. He's facing at least 47 years. No games. First court appearance, he pleads not guilty, but reality hits quick. January 23rd, 2019, just 66 days later, he flips the script, pleads guilty to all 9 counts, signs a cooperation deal, and agrees to testify against the same people he once called his brothers in public.
What's your definition of a snitch? Let's start there.
A snitch is somebody, I feel like a snitch will do anything to get out of a situation. I'm trying to say, like a snitch will get faced with something and will just give up their mother, their brother,
December 18th, 2019, sentencing day. He gets 2 years, with time already served, plus supervised release and community service. By April 2020, he's out on home confinement due to COVID and asthma concerns. The streets start talking again, saying he won't last. But May 8th, 2020, his birthday, he jumps on Instagram Live and pulls over 2 million viewers at once. Then he drops Gooba, smashing YouTube records with 43 million views in 24 hours. No hiding, no running, no witness protection. He stays right in the spotlight like nothing can touch him. At one point, Los Angeles is even offering money to report businesses breaking COVID rules, basically rewarding people for telling. 6ix9ine sees that, jumps straight into the comments, and then pushes it even further. He changes his profile picture to a cartoon version of himself sitting in a rat trap, eating cheese. He leans all the way into the image instead of running from it. Fast forward to October 2024. He surrenders again for violations. Same type of situation, serves 45 days, walks out. Nothing happens. January 2026, he turns himself in again for that mall situation and drug violations. Does 90 days, walks out. Still nothing, not even pressure.
I've been a Paru 33 years, right?
You want to switch with me?
So I've seen it.
Yo,
I seen the selected politicking. I see that got all the money who told on everybody, pull up and everybody look the other way.
Vlad TV even asked him straight up if being labeled a cooperator makes things different inside. But heading into that 90-day bid, he's calm, unbothered, moving like he's done this before, because he has. And every single time, he walks out the same way, untouched. So April 3rd, 2026, he's free again. Nobody steps to him, nobody presses him. And that raises the real question. Not what happened, but why nothing happened. Because by street standards, something should have. To understand that, you gotta look at what he actually did in that courtroom. Because it wasn't just cooperation, it was something way deeper. This wasn't headlines or memes. This was a full inside breakdown of an entire organization, delivered with detail so sharp, even prosecutors called it extraordinary.
Never had no problems, thank God. Nah, everybody cool, bro, that's what I'm saying.
The case, United States versus Jones et al., targeted the 9 Trey gangsta bloods in the Southern District of New York. November 18th, 2018, coordinated arrests go down. The indictment drops the next day. Racketeering, firearms, attempted murder, trafficking, everything stacked up heavy. Hernandez is staring at decades, possibly life. At first, he pleads not guilty, but by January 2019, that switches fast. Guilty on all counts, and what comes with that? A cooperation deal on a whole different level. He doesn't just admit involvement, he maps out everything. The full structure, who ranks where, how prison leadership moves separate from street leadership, who can approve violence, how money flows, how meetings happen, all of it laid out clean. He starts naming names. Jamel, Mel Murda, Jones as the street godfather, Shotty as the second in command, placing everyone into a structure the feds had been trying to piece together for years. Then it goes even deeper. 3 straight days of testimony in September 2019, detailing crimes he either funded or took part in. He admits paying between $10,000 and $20,000 for a shooting targeting Chief Keef outside the W Hotel in 2018, saying it was to build status. He speaks on the Manhattan robbery, a heroin deal in Bushwick, and connects events like the Barclays Center shooting tied to his feud with Casanova. He explains how violence gets approved, how moves get made, and speaks on his own role with no filter. But he also draws a line. keeps repeating it.
So what I'm trying to say, I'm going to prison with that same mentality. I'm good. The day I'm supposed to die or something bad supposed to happen, God already got it written. So like, I'm not walking with no fear. When you walk with the Almighty, you walk confidently.
He says there's a difference between exposing innocent people and testifying against those who robbed him, threatened him, and plotted against him. Whether people accept that or not, that's the stance he sticks to every time. And the impact? Heavy. The people he testified against, it changed everything. Serious time starts getting handed out. Anthony Harv Ellison, tied to kidnapping and assaulting Hernandez in 2018, gets convicted and sentenced to 24 years in federal prison. That's heavy time, and it shows how real the situation was. Aljamiah Nuke Mack gets hit with racketeering and narcotics charges. Boom, around 17 years, gone just like that. Kuda B, Mel Murda, and others fold, plead guilty, and take multi-year sentences. Then there's Shotty, his manager, his right hand, the one deeply involved in everything, the same one whose phone had messages connecting it all. He gets 15 years straight. That's not light, that's life flipped upside down in an instant. When Vlad TV asks 6ix9ine how he feels about Shotty getting 15 years, there's no pause, no emotion, no hesitation. His answer comes quick and steady. This isn't someone torn up inside. This is someone who already made peace with his decisions and stands on them fully. No apologies, no second guessing, just locked in like it's final. Then Vlad asks the question everybody's been thinking, because while the streets were loud, reality wasn't matching that noise. The backlash? It was heavy. Snoop Dogg posting memes, Meek Mill calling him out, Future, 50 Cent, Boozy, Vince Staples, all speaking on it. Diss tracks dropping left and right, radio pulling back, venues closing doors, podcasts and blogs pushing the same message. He's not safe. His time is limited. The streets are gonna handle it. That narrative was everywhere, but time kept moving, and nothing ever matched that energy. Then 2023 hits, and finally, something serious goes down. 3 guys catch him slipping in a sauna at an LA Fitness in Palm Beach County, Florida.
And in his bio, he put the comment that said, "Why everybody calling me a snitch? Am I missing something?"
They rush him and attack him hard, bad enough to send him to the hospital. Suspects get arrested. News goes crazy, headlines everywhere. For a moment, it looks like everything people were predicting is about to happen. But again, it stops short. He recovers, files a lawsuit against the gym, and jumps right back online, trolling like nothing changed. No fear, no stepping back, no shift in energy. Fast forward to August 2025, a South Florida mall. A man calls him a snitch straight to his face. 6ix9ine reacts instantly and attacks him. That move violates his supervised release, and that's what leads to him turning himself in January 2026. And when Vlad TV asks about it, still no regret, no remorse, nothing soft in his tone. Now here's where it gets interesting. Every one of these moments, the gym attack, the mall situation, the diss tracks, the club issues, they all happened, but none of them happened right after he got released. They're spread out, spaced across years, with long, quiet gaps in between. And none of them turned into that final moment people kept predicting. The culture kept calling it over and over. So now the real question hits harder than ever. Why didn't it happen? Why didn't anyone make a move when he walked out in 2020? Why not in 2024? Why not April 3rd, 2026? Because this starts breaking down one of the biggest beliefs in hip-hop, the idea that the streets move by strict rules, that cooperation always brings consequences, and that no level of fame or money can protect you. People already decided how his story should end, but reality told a different story, and it's way more complicated than the myth. People keep pushing back, but in 2020, while the internet was loud saying he was finished, that he'd never move freely again, something unexpected happened in Brooklyn that flipped the whole narrative. A group of guys from the neighborhood made a call. They brought him back to the hood and let him shoot a music video right there in their own projects. When that footage dropped, with Hassan Campbell involved, one of the guys behind it stepped up and started explaining why they allowed it. And what he said, it cut straight through the noise instantly. People in the room pushed back fast. They didn't like what he was saying at all, but he didn't fold. He stayed solid and kept talking. And what he pointed out wasn't about defending 6ix9ine. It was about exposing reality. He starts talking about people in his own neighborhood, older figures everybody knows, who had cooperated with law enforcement years ago, even decades back. And guess what? They're still around, still outside, still getting greeted like nothing ever happened. Nobody pressing them, nobody checking them.
Give him a 5 if he outside. Like he's chilling regular, you feel me? Like this is regular. So why don't act like I did something wrong now?
Why? Because they're connected. Because they've been around forever. Because they've got relationships, money, and value that makes people look the other way. That's when it really hits. The code isn't as solid as people claim. His point wasn't about right or wrong. It was about what actually happens in real life. The so-called rules, full of exceptions. And those exceptions don't depend on what you did. They depend on who you are, how long you've been around, and what you bring to the table. The anger towards 6ix9ine was loud, nonstop, everywhere. But that same energy wasn't there for those local figures. Same actions, completely different treatment. That's when he finally puts a name on it. Selective politicking. Same situation, completely different outcome depending on status and money. An older figure who cooperated years ago gets tolerated. But a loud, colorful internet rapper who did it publicly in court, he becomes the main target. So what's really the difference? Visibility and the bag, money and attention. That's what really moves everything. And that bag factor shows up all through 6ix9ine's life after prison. Those guys who let him shoot a video in their hood, that wasn't about respect. It was about attention. Being around him, even with controversy, brings views, brings clout, sometimes even real money. So when the question gets asked straight, if there was zero money involved, would they still let him pull up and shoot? One of them didn't hesitate with the answer. It sounded clean, talking about personal choice, independence, doing what he wants. But let's be real, that whole conversation had one thing hanging over it: money. Everybody in that room knew exactly what 6ix9ine's name was worth, and nobody was confused about it. Kodak Black took $1 million just to jump on a track with him. Others who once said he was off limits started taking meetings real quiet. And the ones who turned him down, it wasn't always about morals. It was about image. Like Lil Woody pointed out, some people were more worried about how they looked than what they actually believed. Woody even spoke to 6ix9ine directly when the pressure was at its peak. No hype, no sugarcoating, just the raw truth. Once you get labeled like that, it sticks for life. No amount of toughness, no move, no reaction is going to erase it. That means the whole idea of fixing it through violence, it doesn't even work anymore. Because here's the reality. There's nothing 6ix9ine could do to undo what's already documented. And there's nothing the streets could do to undo it either. This wasn't rumors or gossip. This was federal paperwork, court records, major news coverage, indictments, transcripts, all official, all stamped, all permanent. It's all locked in permanently. You can't fight paperwork with street action, and you can't erase court history with reputation. And 6ix9ine understood that way earlier than most. Instead of showing regret, he flipped it, absorbed it, reshaped it, and used it to his advantage. When he sat down with Angie Martinez, he laid everything out step by step. No hiding, no dodging. July 2018, he gets kidnapped. Then a federal wiretap reveals his own manager was involved with his child's mother. But even before that, November 2017, he had already told the FBI he was willing to cooperate before he even got arrested. So by the time he officially sat down with the feds, in his mind, everything was already broken. Loyalty, gone. Trust, gone. From his perspective, it wasn't choosing between loyalty and survival. It was realizing there was never real loyalty there to begin with. He made that clear without hesitation.
And I hope 6ix9ine treads very carefully.
The guys were not loyal. That's the line he stood on. And after laying out every detail, every date, every situation, he lands on a mindset he's been carrying this whole time. Now, whether people see it as real, calculated, or something in between, it created a situation the streets couldn't really respond to. Because you can't shame someone who refuses to feel shame. He didn't accept the idea that he did something wrong that needed forgiveness, so all that pressure had nowhere to land. And that connects right back to that guy in Brooklyn, the one who had been around for 33 years, watching how things really play out. He already knew the pattern. For decades, he saw the same thing. People with money who cooperated, they get a pass. People without money, they get dealt with. So it was never just about what you did. It was about what you had and how people saw you. It was never just about what you did. It was about what you had and who you were. That's the part nobody wants to say out loud. April 3rd, 2026, 6ix9ine walks out of MDC Brooklyn rocking a $2.2 million chain holding that SpongeBob doll. Cameras already rolling, live streams already up. The whole machine is moving before he even touches the sidewalk. And what happens? Nothing. Nobody waiting, nobody running up, nobody testing him. Just silence where people expected chaos. In the days after, even the same guys who once had him in the hood shooting videos with zero security already showed what it really was. That 33-year perspective, it was right the whole time. The streets didn't touch him, not because the rules changed, but because those rules were never what people claimed. Selective politicking, that's what really runs everything. It was there before him, and it's gonna be there long after him. It shows up in every city. In a world where attention equals money, the bag becomes protection. The trolling keeps eyes on him and his mindset, standing in front of millions saying, I did what I did, I don't regret it, and the ones who got time earned it. That plays a role too, not because people agree with it, but because you can't punish someone who refuses to accept the judgment. And that's the part that flips everything. If you made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Drop a comment and let me know what you think about all this, because this conversation is far from over.